here with Brian Lapidus from NContracts. He worked with RevSearch recently on placing a RevOps Manager for NContracts to join his team. So we're excited to capture his experience working with RevSearch and share a little bit more about the NContracts story as they invest in their RevOps team. When you first engaged with RevSearch, what was the lay of the land in your business and what were you looking to achieve?
When I joined NContracts, building out our RevOps focus was critical for our business. I knew coming in that we had the basics and we had some strong infrastructure and a good framework, but we needed to go deeper. We needed stronger data insights. I needed better insights into the revenue GTM motions. And to do that, I knew I needed someone strong in RevOps. And we were struggling on our own to find someone who was a strong communicator, a person who understood systems, a person who was a systems thinker. We found people who were metrics driven, but we couldn't find someone who strove for data insights and could use the data to help me tell stories. And that to me is what RevOps is all about. And we really were having a hard time finding that ourselves. And so that's what led us to engage with RevSearch.
And what made you choose to work with RevSearch over other recruiters or work with your internal team for that hiring process?
Sure. So I think RevOps roles are specific and they have explicit outcomes if you're doing them the right way. And it's hard to sort of separate, the wheat from the chaff? Like understanding the candidate and making sure they could do what they said they were going to, what they say they were going to do during the process, right? So we had done it on our own. We weren't successful. We had gotten the name of RevSearch from Matt Gallagher at HG. And then we had the name of another recruiting firm as well. And the thing that I loved about RevSearch and David in particular was he understood what PE was going to be looking for. And he understood what I was looking for. And what Matt and I wanted were the same things. So that was helpful, right? We were aligned anyway. But I felt really comfortable with David's and RevSearch's ability to seek out and really test the candidates before they got into the interview cycle. So we had really, really strong candidates that RevSearch gave us. In addition, they helped vet on the front end, but they also ran an exercise. We had each RevSearch candidate give us a presentation, and they helped hone and tweak that presentation a little bit as well to make sure that it reflected everything that we had talked about. So I love the partnership with RevSearch. It felt like we were doing this together, we were in it together, and that was from jump all the way through offer and our candidates starting. I think with such a specialized role, having a specialized firm is important. Like you need that specificity in this role. This is a hard role to fill. So understanding what PE looks for, understanding what a CRO would look for, and finding the Venn diagram of those two things is important, and it's hard. So someone with the specificity of RevSearch was really positive and a big win for us.
Were there any additional challenges you came across along your hiring process, and did RevSearch rise to that challenge?
Yeah, so RevSearch absolutely handled every challenge throughout the process. So a couple of things to highlight. Really testing the narrative. So like someone says that they can look at a sales funnel, look at sales velocity and help diagnose issues through your sales funnel. But how do they demonstrate that in an interview? Anybody can say whatever they want. Their ability to ask those pointed questions and to kind of push where they saw some maybe softness in their answers was helpful. And that allowed us to really look at the best candidates. So they were vetted by the time they got to us. And so that saved us a ton of time. We also had a challenge during our process. The candidate that we were really, really excited about initially had accepted the role, And 2 days before he was about to start, he rescinded his acceptance. It was a surprise to RevSearch. It was certainly a surprise to us, and we were super excited about the candidate. And so when this happened, the search had been over. We had stopped searching, so we had been probably dormant for about 3 weeks. And the minute that the candidate let David and I know, he let us know, I guess, the same within minutes of each other. David was on the phone with me. He's like, listen, we're going to fix this. Right away, he jumped right back in. They reignited our search. We had 3 new candidates within days. The person we ended up hiring has been a fantastic addition to our team. He's better than the initial candidate that we had made the offer to. So I was super grateful that we were able to ramp back up fast, because this was a role we were looking for a while. We were able to get an even better candidate than we had initially made an offer to. And he's been here for about a month so far, and I'm super pleased with how he's integrated with the team, his leadership, and how he operates. The gentleman who joined our team, he's talented. He demonstrates our values, which are hungry, humble, and smart, and innovative. He pushes me, he pushes our sales leadership team to think differently given the data. He manages through influence. And he demonstrates really, really strong change management skills. I'm not sure that they're deliberate or just how his approach to business is, but it's fantastic. He's affable, he's collaborative, he's positive. I think we had an added bonus. He's a Salesforce administrator, and it wasn't a requirement for our job, but now that he's in seat, he's able to do things with our data and with our systems that we would have had to use our overall organizational Salesforce admin for. So his ability to understand the back end of the systems really, really, really allows him to collaborate more effectively and have credibility across the organization. I think at the end of the day, it's his knowledge, his skills, but also his cultural fit with us that has really differentiated him in the seat.
Why was RevSearch the right partner, and what made you feel confident in the final hiring decision that you ended up making?
So a couple of things. I think the pre-test that they did on the candidates made sure that by the time I was talking to someone and my team was talking to someone, we knew they had the chops. We knew they had the chops to do the work. Number 2, they understood the market. Like, we were trying to figure out salary, we were trying to figure out, we had a job description, but there were some things that RevSearch was able to help us tweak to make sure that we understood and were better positioned in the market. With the job, I think when the candidate rescinded their offer to us, they were as shocked as we were, and that they were as assertive as we wanted to be to get someone in that seat. And so having, if you go with the analogy of rowing a boat, when one person's rowing hard and the other person isn't rowing as hard, it's a lag. We were both rowing really, really hard, and it allowed us to go really, really fast and find Chris, who's sitting in the chair now, and we haven't looked back. It's been fantastic.